The average American senior spends over 2 years of their life just shuffling the same clutter from one place to another, without ever truly feeling their home is clean. Think about that. That's over 700 days of moving the same stack of magazines from the table to the counter, or refolding the same pile of clothes that never makes it to the closet. It's not laziness. It's not lack of effort. It's because most cleaning routines keep us stuck in a loop. We're busy, but we're not making progress. And if you've ever looked around after hours of work and thought, why doesn't it feel any better in here? You're not alone. But here's the good news. The problem isn't you, it's the method you've been using. And that's exactly why I want to share something completely different. The 30-30-30 method is turning homes from cluttered and exhausting to peaceful and manageable in just one session, and it's built for the way seniors actually live, not how some magazine says we should clean. If you're ready to stop cleaning in circles and start seeing a difference you can feel, stay with me. Before we dive in, hit like and subscribe so you don't miss other home-saving tricks designed just for seniors in the United States, because this one is about to change the way you look at cleaning forever. Lurinda Mae is 72 years old, a retired school librarian who spent her career surrounded by neatly shelved books, quiet hallways, and the calm rhythm of organized days. She lives in a modest home in a small Ohio town, the kind of place where neighbors still wave from their porches and the seasons paint the streets with their own charm. Her backyard is her pride, a small but vibrant garden with tomato plants, marigolds, and a bird bath that draws cardinals every morning. On the surface, Lurinda Mae's life looks peaceful. But step inside her home on any given Tuesday, and you'd see what she saw: surfaces that were only half tidy, corners that seemed to collect odds and ends, and a lingering sense that no matter how much she worked, the fresh and done feeling never came. It wasn't for lack of trying. Lurinda Mae was still active. She moved around her home with purpose, vacuumed when needed, wiped counters daily, and tried to keep up with the laundry. But every cleaning session left her with the same frustrating result: a space that was technically cleaner, but still felt messy. And the effort came at a price. Her lower back would throb after bending to dust shelves or scrub baseboards. She'd find herself taking long breaks in her armchair just to catch her breath, staring at the same cluttered coffee table she had started with hours earlier. The work drained her energy but didn't give her the satisfaction she was looking for. "I thought I was just slowing down," she admitted one afternoon while talking to a friend. "Maybe this is just what happens when you get older, you clean less, and you get used to a little more mess." But deep down, she knew that wasn't it. Her energy hadn't disappeared. Her standards for her home hadn't changed. The problem was that her method, the way she approached cleaning, was working against her. It wasn't about doing more. It was about doing things in a different, smarter order that actually created lasting results. And when she finally stumbled upon the 30-30-30 method, she realized she didn't have to accept half clean anymore. She could have a home that looked and felt truly finished, without pushing her body to exhaustion. What is the 30-30-30 cleaning method? Forget the all-day cleaning marathons that leave you sore, tired, and wondering if it was even worth it. The 30-30-30 method flips the script entirely by breaking your effort into 3 short, sharply focused bursts, and each one tackles a different problem that keeps your home feeling messy. The first burst clears the kind of clutter that makes a room feel heavy, even when it's technically clean. The second zooms in on one small but high-impact spot that delivers the biggest visual and emotional payoff. And the third? That's the one hardly anyone talks about, yet it's the reason your results will actually last. Skip it, and your home will quietly slide right back into the same mess. In just 90 minutes, you'll reset the feel of your home without wearing yourself out. This isn't about scrubbing until your knees ache or reorganizing every shelf in the house. It's about creating momentum, keeping your focus, and finishing with a space that feels noticeably lighter by the time you're done. What makes it especially powerful for seniors in the United States is how it fits real life. You can work in short sessions, choose areas that matter most to you, and still see changes that make you smile every time you walk past them. You don't have to sacrifice your whole afternoon, and you don't have to dread the recovery time the next day. I'll walk you through exactly how to do it, step by step. The first 30 minutes is where the magic starts. and the way you handle that first burst will decide whether your home truly feels peaceful or ends up back where you started. Step 1. 30 Minutes Decluttering. Lurinda Mae decided to start small, but she wanted results she could actually see the moment she stepped back. Her first target? The coffee table in her living room, the very center of her space and the first thing she saw when she sat down with her morning tea. Every time she passed by, it quietly reminded her of everything she hadn't finished. There was a leaning pile of unopened mail, a mix of bills, grocery store flyers, and a few birthday cards she still hadn't put away. 2 TV remotes were hidden under a paperback novel she had meant to read last winter. A pair of reading glasses sat crooked on top of an empty tissue box. And right beside them, a half-empty mug of tea she had forgotten about the night before. She set her kitchen timer for exactly 30 minutes. Not a second more. The rule was simple: anything that didn't belong in the living room zone had to go. To make it easy, she grabbed a laundry basket and began what she called her basket sweep. Instead of wasting time and energy walking each item to its proper place, she swept everything into the basket in one pass. The unopened mail, the novel, the glasses, the mismatched coasters, even the decorative candle she never lit, all of it went in. Within the first 10 minutes, the coffee table already looked lighter. She could see the wood grain again, and that alone made her feel like the room had taken a deep breath. But she didn't stop there. With the timer still running, she moved to the side table by the couch and scooped up a stack of outdated magazines. She cleared the top of the TV stand where a few stray DVDs and a dusty plant had been sitting for months. She even pulled a small stool from the corner and put it back in the spare room where it belonged. By the time the timer beeped, every surface in her living room's main zone was clear. The coffee table now had only 2 things: a small vase of fresh flowers from her garden and 1 coaster for her tea. Everything else stayed in the basket to sort later when she was sitting comfortably. This saved her back from constant bending and kept her from wandering into other rooms, which was usually how she lost an entire afternoon without finishing anything. What surprised her most wasn't just the cleaner surfaces, but how the entire living room felt calmer. The visual clutter wasn't pulling at her attention anymore. That one 30-minute burst transformed the room from lived-in messy to ready to relax, without her feeling sore or exhausted. So, here's your challenge: if I walked into your living room right now and looked around, what's the very first surface you'd clear? That's where your 30 minutes should start, and then keep going until that whole zone is breathing again. Step 2. 30 minutes targeted cleaning. The second 30 minutes is where your effort shifts from simply removing clutter to creating a space that truly sparkles. This is your targeted cleaning phase, a short but powerful burst of attention on just one small, high-impact spot. Not a whole room. Not an entire floor. Just one specific area where a deep, focused clean delivers maximum results for minimum strain. Why does this matter so much, especially for seniors? Because high-traffic areas, like the bathroom sink and mirror, the kitchen sink and counters, or the front entryway, are the heartbeats of your home. You see them multiple times a day, and guests often notice them first. A gleaming kitchen sink can make the whole kitchen feel fresh, even if there are a few dishes in the drainer. A spotless bathroom sink and mirror can make the space look like it just got a professional scrub. And a swept, uncluttered entryway sends a welcoming message before anyone even steps inside. These areas are small enough to complete in 30 minutes, but they have an outsized impact on how your home feels. When Lurinda Mae reached this part of the method, she decided to try something unexpected. Instead of tackling her sink or entryway, she opened her refrigerator. It wasn't the most visible spot in her home, but it had been bothering her for months. Inside, she found sticky rings from old juice bottles, crumbs from sandwich prep, and more expired condiments than she wanted to count. In the past, she would have told herself, "I'll get to it later," knowing full well later might never come. This time, she set her 30-minute timer, rolled up her sleeves, and got to work. She removed everything shelf by shelf, wiping each surface with warm, soapy water. She tossed items that were long past their prime and grouped the remaining food so it was easy to see. She didn't try to overhaul the whole kitchen, just this one targeted area. By the time the timer beeped, The inside of her fridge looked brand new, and the fresh, clean smell hit her every time she opened the door. The surprising part? That single change had a ripple effect. The clean refrigerator made the entire kitchen feel lighter and fresher, even though she hadn't touched the counters yet. It lifted her mood each time she reached for milk or vegetables. She realized the wow factor isn't just for visitors, it's for you. When your most used spaces are clean, you enjoy your home more. That's why this step works so well. It gives you a visible, emotional reward without exhausting you. Instead of scattering your energy over 10 different chores, you concentrate on one until it's fully done, and the satisfaction lingers for days. But while this feels like a win, it's the final 30 minutes that makes the results last. That last phase is where the real transformation happens. Step 3. 30 items relocated or donated. The final 30 minutes of the 30-30-30 method is where you secure all the progress you've made and make sure the clutter you just worked so hard to clear doesn't quietly sneak back. This step, relocating or donating 30 items, is the secret weapon that transforms your results from temporary to lasting. Without it, you risk falling into the same cycle most people do: cleaning, feeling good for a few days, and then wondering why the mess has returned so quickly. Think of it this way: every item you remove from your space is one less thing you'll have to clean, dust, shuffle, or feel guilty about later. Imagine picking up 30 items today that will no longer be sitting in the same place tomorrow. That's 30 fewer visual interruptions in your home. It's like deleting clutter from your future, because once those items are gone, they can't drain your time or energy again. When Lurinda Mae reached this stage for the first time, she was certain she wouldn't be able to find 30 items. But once she started, the list practically wrote itself. She spotted 3 chipped coffee mugs in the cupboard, a decorative clock that hadn't worked in years, a stack of outdated cookbooks she never opened, 2 scarves that hadn't left the closet since her librarian days, and several duplicate spatulas and whisks crammed into her kitchen drawers. Before she knew it, she was past the halfway mark. Her favorite moment came with item number 27, an extra set of mixing bowls. They were still in great condition, but she owned 2 other sets she used regularly. She thought of her young neighbor, Emily, who had just moved into her first apartment and was building her kitchen from scratch. That afternoon, Lurinda Mae knocked on her door and handed them over. Emily's smile was pure gratitude, and in that moment, Lurinda Mae realized this wasn't just about freeing up space, it was about letting go in a way that brought joy to someone else. The beauty of this step is its flexibility. Your 30 items can be anything that no longer serves you: the throw blanket folded in the back of the closet, the picture frame gathering dust on the shelf, the shoes you keep just in case but never wear. Some will be relocated to their proper spot in the house, some donated, others recycled or thrown away if they are beyond repair. By physically removing these things from your daily environment, you're doing more than tidying. You're changing the baseline of your home. The result? You walk into a room and feel peace, not a mental to-do list. You've closed the loop, and the mess doesn't get a chance to reopen it. So here's your challenge: what's one thing in your home right now that you know you could pass on today? Start with that, and you'll be surprised how quickly 30 items pile up, and how much lighter your home and you will feel. Before discovering the 30-30-30 cleaning method, Lurinda Mae felt like her home was a treadmill she could never step off. She would spend hours moving from room to room, trying to catch up on chores, only to realize she was circling the same problem areas over and over. She'd wiped down her kitchen counters, but the clutter on the table still nagged at her. She'd vacuumed the living room, but the hallway remained untouched. No matter how much time she invested, the results seemed invisible. That sense of never finishing was exhausting. By the end of most cleaning days, her back ached, her knees felt tight, and she wondered if all the effort was worth it. Worse, the next morning, she'd wake up to see new piles forming: laundry on a chair, mail spilling across the counter, shoes lined up by the door again. It was like the house was quietly undoing her progress while she slept. Over time, that feeling chipped away at her motivation. Cleaning stopped feeling like an act of care for her home and started feeling like an endless chore she couldn't win. Then she tried the 30-30-30 method. It wasn't magic, but it was different. The structure gave her something she hadn't felt in years: control. Each 90-minute session started and ended with a clear goal. She wasn't running from one task to the next, she was moving through a sequence that made sense. The first 30 minutes cleared the visual clutter, instantly lightening the room. The next 30 delivered a focused wow spot that made her proud to look at. And the last 30 items removed or relocated meant the mess didn't immediately return. The changes showed up quickly. After the very first time she used it, she stepped back and actually saw the difference. It wasn't just cleaner, it felt calmer. And because she wasn't pushing herself for hours, she didn't end the day sore or drained. She could still tend to her garden, call a friend, or enjoy a walk without feeling like she'd used up all her energy on housework. Week by week, her home began to feel more manageable. She noticed she was no longer spending her mornings deciding where to start. The method had already made that decision for her. Cluttered corners stayed clear longer. Her kitchen no longer had a good days and bad days look, it stayed in a steady, livable state. Most importantly, her mindset shifted. "I don't feel behind anymore," she said one afternoon while sitting in her now uncluttered living room. "I feel in control." That confidence spilled into other parts of her life. She felt more at ease inviting friends over, more willing to tackle small projects, and more proud of her space. Her home no longer whispered, "You're falling behind." Instead, it told her, "You're right where you need to be." The beauty of the 30-30-30 cleaning method is that it isn't a one-size-fits-all routine, it's built to adapt to the way you live. For seniors in the United States, that flexibility is what makes it so valuable. It works whether you're in a high-rise apartment in the city, a cozy single-story home in the suburbs, or a townhouse with multiple floors. You're not locked into a rigid checklist that ignores your personal pace, your living space, or your physical comfort. One of the biggest advantages is how it adjusts to different energy levels. Some days, you might move through the full 90 minutes with ease, ticking off each part of the method without breaking a sweat. Other days, you might choose to spread it out, doing the first 30 minutes in the morning, the second after lunch, and the final 30 items later in the day. Either way, you still get that satisfying sense of completion without overexerting yourself. This makes it sustainable. You can keep using it week after week without dreading the strain or recovery time. It's also perfect for maintaining independence. Many older adults want to keep caring for their own homes as long as possible but don't want to spend their limited energy on cleaning marathons that leave them wiped out. The 30-30-30 method breaks down housework into short, manageable bursts so you stay in control of your space without it taking over your day. That's especially important if mobility issues, arthritis, or balance concerns make long cleaning sessions uncomfortable or unsafe. There's also a financial benefit that matters now more than ever. With the rising cost of professional cleaning services and home help in the US, many seniors are looking for do-it-yourself systems that are practical, efficient, and affordable. This method saves both time and money because you're working smarter, not harder, and you're doing it in a way that prevents mess from building up to the point where you'd feel pressured to hire help. And it's not just about the cleaning itself, it's about the mental boost that comes from knowing your home is in order. Living in a space that's tidy and organized reduces stress, makes it easier to find what you need, and can even encourage you to entertain more often. When you're not overwhelmed by chores, you have more time and energy for the things that truly matter, whether that's visiting with family, pursuing hobbies, or simply enjoying a quiet afternoon without the nagging thought of "I should be cleaning." In short, this method fits seamlessly into the lives of American seniors because it respects your time, your body, and your budget, while giving you the tools to keep your home feeling light, fresh, and entirely your own. The 30-30-30 method isn't about spotless counters or matching throw pillows, it's about creating a home that works with you, not against you. It's about walking into your living room and feeling a quiet sense of relief instead of that low-grade stress that comes from seeing one more thing to put away. When you use it, something shifts. You stop feeling like you're constantly catching up, and start noticing how much lighter your days feel. You have more room to breathe. More energy for the people and activities you love. And maybe most importantly, you start seeing your home not as a never-ending project, but as a place that already holds enough space for you to live the life you want. If you're over 60 in the United States, you know every ounce of energy matters. This is about protecting it, keeping your strength for the good stuff while still feeling proud of the space you live in. So, I'm inviting you to make a promise to yourself. Not a lifetime commitment. Just one afternoon this week. Try the 30-30-30 method and see how it feels to end the day knowing your home has moved forward, even if you only gave it a small slice of your time. If this message resonated with you, hit like, share it with a friend who's ready for their own reset, and subscribe for more ways to make your home work for the season of life you're in. Because you deserve a home that feels lighter, calmer, and ready to support the life you're living now, not the one you've outgrown.